Somatic exercises for anxiety. This is written by Linda Tai. It is printed in the Academy of Therapy Wisdom, online programs, and training for therapists. That's in therapywisdom.com. Using somatic exercises for client anxiety relief. The National Institute of Mental Health released their 2023 showing that anxiety disorders now affect nearly 32% of U.S. adults at some point in their lives. Given an emphasis on body-based interventions, this caught her attention, and after years of observing the limitations of cognitive approaches alone, she became particularly interested in somatic nervous system exercises that work by directly addressing the physiological components of anxiety. In this video, she shows how the body physically respond to anxiety and stress, and that what resonated with her was that the somatic exercises can interrupt the anxiety cycle before it escalates. Rather than simply talking about the anxiety, she shows how engaging the body directly can create immediate physiological shifts that people can actually feel. These practical demonstrations highlight something that they've observed in their work, is that when people learn to recognize and respond to their body's stress signals, they can gain tools that complement traditional therapeutic approaches. The integration of body-based interventions with cognitive strategies creates a more comprehensive approach to anxiety management that addresses both mind and body. Understanding the body's response to anxiety. When anxiety strikes, it's not just a mental experience. It's a full body phenomenon. As we know, the body activates the sympathetic nervous system during anxiety, triggering a cascade of physiological responses. And these include increased heart rate, shallow breathing, and muscle tension. It's these physical manifestations are what often makes the anxiety itself so distressing. Traditional anxiety management techniques frequently focused on cognitive restructuring or breathing exercises, which are valuable but incomplete if used alone. According to Dr. Tai, who holds a PhD in clinical psychology with specialization in somatic approaches to trauma, when we're experiencing anxiety, the body is telling us something important about our sense of safety. By working directly with the body, we can access pathways to regulation that thinking alone cannot reach. The limitations of cognitive-only approaches. Many people arrive at therapy having tried various thought-based strategies for managing anxiety. Positive affirmations that don't seem to stick. Rational thinking exercises that feel disconnected from their emotional experience. Mindfulness practices that become difficult to access during intense anxiety. These approaches can be helpful, but often miss addressing the physiological activation that maintains the anxiety cycle. As Dr. Bessel van der Kolk famously noted in his groundbreaking work, The Body Keeps the Score, meaning that trauma and anxiety leave imprints in our physical systems that require body-based interventions. Science-backed somatic techniques for anxiety reduction. We now understand that effective anxiety treatment requires addressing both the mind and body. Research that was published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology showed that somatic interventions can reduce anxiety symptoms by up to 54% when practiced regularly, compared to cognitive interventions alone. Somatic exercises provide direct access to the nervous system's regulation mechanisms. When we engage the body in specific ways, we can shift from states of hyperarousal to states of safety and calm. Here are some powerful somatic exercises for anxiety. These are all evidence-based techniques that both therapists can use with their clients and also that individuals can practice on their own. 1. Grounding through the feet. This exercise activates the body's connection to the ground, which can immediately reduce floating anxiety sensations. You stand or sit with the feet flat on the ground. We press the feet firmly into the ground, noticing the pressure and the support. We're going to rock slightly forward and back, feeling the shift in the weight. We'll continue for 60 to 90 seconds while breathing normally. Number 2, self-holding for nervous system regulation. This technique activates the parasympathetic nervous system through gentle touch. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on your abdomen. Apply gentle, firm pressure, not too light, not too heavy. Focusing on the warmth generated between your hands and body. Notice any subtle changes in breathing or tension release. 3. Rhythmic movement patterns. Bilateral stimulation through movement helps integrate the brain hemispheres and reduces anxiety. Let's start with gentle alternating movements. It can be anything that you want, like tapping the left knee, then tapping the right knee. And gradually increase the pace to a comfortable rhythm. Continue for 2 to 3 minutes, allowing the breath to synchronize with the movement. We're gently alternating movements from one side to the next. For instance, tapping the left knee, then the right knee. It could be the left elbow, then the right elbow. And we're gradually increasing the pace to a comfortable rhythm, continuing for 2 to 3 minutes, synchronizing the breath with the movement. Then we're going to slowly decrease the pace before stopping. Number 4, conscious jaw release. Many people hold tension in their jaw during anxiety. Gently place your fingertips on either side of your jaw joint. Open and close your mouth slowly several times, making small circular motions with your jaw, allowing sounds to emerge if they naturally arise. Number 5, diaphragmatic breathing with somatic awareness. This 5th exercise combines breath work with body awareness. We'll sit or lie in a comfortable position, placing the hands on the lower ribs or upper abdomen. We're going to breathe deeply into this area, feeling the expansion, feeling the physical sensation of the breath moving in the body. We're sitting or lying in a comfortable position with our hands on the lower ribs or abdomen and breathing deeply into this area. Feeling the expansion and focusing on the physical sensations of the breath moving in the body. Notice how the breath can create a gentle rocking motion in the torso. Integrating somatic exercises into daily practice. From the conversations with therapists in our trauma therapy programs, we found the most effective anxiety management strategies become part of a regular routine rather than being used only during acute anxiety episodes. Creating a somatic self-regulation practice helps build the neural pathways that support resilience and calm. How to develop a personalized somatic practice. Regular check-ins. Therapists often recommend scheduling brief body awareness moments throughout the day, even when not feeling anxious. Environmental cues. Identifying triggers in the environment can also serve as reminders to practice somatic exercises. Paired practice. Combining somatic exercises with existing habits can increase consistency and integration. Progressive engagement. Starting with shorter, simpler exercises and gradually increasing duration and complexity as comfort grows has proven effective for many practitioners. tracking progress and effectiveness. One powerful aspect of somatic work is the ability to track progress through body awareness. According to a 2023 study in the American Journal of Psychiatry, individuals who practice regular somatic exercises report a 47% improvement in their ability to identify early anxiety signals and intervene effectively. When people learn to read their body signals and respond with somatic tools, they often experience a profound shift in their relationship with anxiety. It becomes something they can work with rather than something that happens to them.